Hello and welcome to another edition of Trotsky or Bust. It is the 2nd of June, and here we are, the next phase of the coronavirus. People sitting at home, nothing to do. The economy's gone to hell in the handbasket, and of course there are demonstrations. The demonstrations, they started out with George Floyd being killed. But that's not what's going on right now. It's a lot more to it. There's a lot of pent-up frustrations going on. I don't know if you watched the show a few months ago, maybe a year ago. I was talking about demonstration, how who demonstrates? It's people who have nothing to lose. So I said about the African American community, where the poverty rate is about 21%. They're the ones in the street. If you look at Hong Kong, you think is a rich city, but there's a very high poverty rate in Hong Kong. It's about also 20%. And that's why they're demonstrating too. When people have nothing to lose, that's when they go in the street. And that's what's going on today. And it's going to get worse. And if you've noticed the establishment reaction to it, they're, of course, they'll try to make this into a race thing, or a left or right thing, or a police versus people thing, because they're not afraid of race riots. They're afraid of class riots, class demonstrations. That's what they're really afraid of. And it's important to them to get the police on their side. That's why you're seeing a lot of criticism of the police. Even on the fake far left, I've been watching that idiot Jimmy Dore, and he's just been ripping into them. Now, he doesn't call for demilitarization of the police, which often we need to do, and he doesn't come up with a single solution. All he does is say how SOBs the police are. And I guess they're in his family, so I guess he knows what he's talking about. Really? Are all people just evil? That's the kind of people who become cops? Look, there's bad cops. We've seen them. But to try to divide the police, put them on the other side, when they have all the weapons, and not just all the weapons, but they've been militarized over the last decade or so. So if the police are against us, that's not a good thing. Fortunately, the police are just working people. They're union people. At some point, they'll join the demonstration. You see, right now, a lot of cops don't want to demonstrate, and they don't want to. They don't want to quell the demonstration violently. But they'll always focus in. The media will make sure to focus in on the really bad causes. Same with the people on the fake far left. And that's to put the police on the other side. That's how you quell. That's the last line of defense against the. If democracy doesn't work, and we have no democracy at this point in time, we have two parties owned by the oligarchs, as is the media. So people are in the street, and I guess this is happening. Will it lead to any change? I'm such a skeptic, because right now they can still steer it. I was here in Huntington Beach. I was at the demonstrations 2 days ago, and there were people, and they weren't siding. Well, they were clapping for the police, but they were saying their reasoning was that they were trying to defend their city, which I understand. You don't want the city to burn to the ground, but there's still a lot of people on the right who are going to be on the other side of this. It's still a left-right. I was trying to show people, people were telling me how great Trump is, and I showed them there's a picture, you can Google it, it's like Clinton's at Trump's wedding, and it's a photo of the four of them, Trump and Melania on each side, and Bill and Hillary in the middle, and I told them, hey, there's your deep state, that's the real deep state. But it's hard to get through to people on the right. You think people on the fake far left are bad. These people are, they're just, they've never listened to criticism of their side by someone from their side. They think it's Trump, but they don't look at Trump's policies. They think Trump is good for them, that somehow his tax cuts made the economy great, and now everyone's harkening back to a great economy. Bullshit. It wasn't great, and no one's going to tell you that. On TV, they're not going to tell you that. Joe Biden's not going to tell you that. He's going to say, oh, yeah, it was great under us, too. No, it wasn't great. If it was great, it couldn't fall apart like this, and it is falling apart. It's going to be, I hate to think what the unemployment rate will be when we come out of this thing. What else happened? That's about it. There's, right, maybe the demonstrations are a good thing. Maybe they're the start of the revolution. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the government is being forced to make changes. They're extending unemployment. They see what's going on. They can't. But if they know if they just cut it off, they can't let people out into the streets. They'll just get worse. People will lose their homes and their apartments. All right, that's about it. I did want to say one more thing. It was funny. I was watching again that idiot Jimmy Dore, and he had that pompous ass Chris Hedges. I don't know if you've ever seen him. And whenever I watch Chris Hedges, I like to time it, see how long it'll take him to pivot to Israel. That no matter what we're talking about riots. Oh yeah, Israel trained the police, which is bullshit. The police get training from any parts they can, right? But one country will of course be singled out, and that's of course Israel. And Chris, he's such a fucking anti-Semite, and he just can't. I just wish they would say something, and he never will, because he knows then the cat will be out of the bag. But obviously for him, no matter what the discussion, he'll always pivot to Israel. Even we're talking about Greenland melting, and it's Israel's fault. And to blame Israel for these riots, the cops were trained in Israel. That's the problem. And there was, I guess, a member of Israeli Knesset responded to that by saying, "Oh yeah, it's got nothing to do with American history. It's Israel's to blame for this." And then he was talking about how Israel's killing people in Gaza, in the West Bank. And of course, when he did, Jimmy Dore demanded specifics. He demanded proof, please. He was just smiling. He was so happy. Hey, I'm not the only anti-Semite here. Hey. These people remind me of kind of that lady, Amy Cooper. Now, I don't want to get carried, I can't even remember now, carried overboard with this Amy Cooper. She doesn't represent all white leftists. She represents Amy Cooper, but a lot of them, unfortunately, they think this way, and her true sense, once under pressure, a little bit of pressure, I don't know, whether the dog she was choking, whatever happened, the true self came out, and kind of thought of these fake far left when they do attack Israel, that it also reveals their true self, because there's so much wrongdoing throughout the world, and yet they focus only on one country, and it's the perfect. It's like a godsend to them, Israel is. They could be as anti-Semitic as you want to be and say, oh, no, I care about the Palestinians. They don't give a shit about the Palestinians. They hate the Arabs probably as much as they hate the Jews. But, that gives them an out. And, they are who they are, and I really don't care. They're not a threat to... I used to think they were a threat to us. I don't think they are, especially when Jeremy Corbyn... They're more of a threat to the left, as I see it. They're more of, when I see what happened in Britain with Jeremy Corbyn, I do see them as that kind of threat to the left. And the fact that they pose themselves as leftists, just like that woman, Amy Cooper, she contributed to Obama and Hillary's campaign. She thought she was a leftist, posed as a leftist, but she was a piece of shit in the end, as they are. And that's about it. That's all I want to talk about. I don't know if these gotta see how these demonstrations will evolve. I don't think they'll last forever, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, if they keep, if the politicians in Washington don't do anything, and they're not, all they care about is helping out Wall Street. Wall Street's doing fine right now, and I don't know. It could be the beginning of the revolution. I don't know. I hope it doesn't come to the street, because it's so unnecessary. The alternative is they're just going to keep printing money and giving it to people, and in the end, it will become like Germany between the wars, where people be using putting money in wheel bags and rolling it, and wheelbarrows and rolling it. Anyhow, that's it. Time to think. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Please subscribe on the Hammer and Sickle. And Trotsky's out.